Next up, Paul Gummy Rowat as the builder. Paul was a lifelong positive contributor to the local and regional sports scene, as well as volunteering to build and improve numerous sporting facilities within the community. Paul's managing style on the fastball field in the 60s led to numerous league championships, and he successfully managed the Elmville fastball team to a provincial championship in 1977. Paul was a big part of lights being installed at the ballpark in 1972, using his work skills to bring night fastball to Elmville. Paul also worked with the Intermediate C hockey team as an executive. It's with great pride that Springwater Sports Heritage inducts Paul Gummy Rowat into the Springwater Sports Heritage Hall of Fame. Paul being posthumously inducted, God I hate that word, posthumously, inducted will be represented by his wife Joan Rowat and daughter Diane Rowat Walton. The presentation will be made by Tim and Tom McGinnis. Would Tim, Tom, Joan, and Diane proceed onto the stage? In case you don't know, this one's Tim. Just trying to help out. They both work for the township, so it might be a while getting them up here. I only said it because it was true. I mean, look at that, Joan beat them.
Since I'm the oldest brother, I'm going to speak first here, and if I get into a little bit of trouble, I'm going to go to the bullpen here, Dan, and we're going to bring the bullpen guys in later. We thank the Rowat family for letting us speak a few words on behalf of Paul Gummy Rowat. Gummy Rowat was our first boss that we ever had. On the July 1st ball tournaments, Gummy hired us to chase foul balls. To be Tim and I and Rusty, we would chase foul balls, and we got 25 cents a game. But the bat boys were Ron and Tim and Brian Belcourt, so they were always the bat boys. And everybody wanted to be a bat boy for Lakers ever in Church Mobile Homes. But as we grew up, we loved being at the ballpark because we saw our idols play down there, like all the ball players. Like I never seen two better ball players than Bill Belcourt and Danny McHugh in my life. And we got to watch Lou Belcourt, all the Turners, all the boys in Elmville. Doug Stone is here from White Rock, British Columbia. Doug Stone, welcome to you. Here, Doug. But we got to watch, to us, the greatest ball player that we ever saw in our life was Corby Adams. Yeah. Right back there. Thanks for our hockey. Corby, you were the best ball player I think we ever saw. Growing up in Elmville, Gummy always got tagged the commissioner. I don't know that after George Steinbrenner or what it was, but Gummy, I don't ever think I ever saw him without John Brown. They were like Laura and Hardy or whatever. They're never apart. They're always together. Gummy was also, not only was he at the ballpark, but he's also on the Intermediate C executive hockey for many years. I've never seen Gummy. He's always at the curling club or the Legion ballpark or at, hockey. He was a driving force in Elmville. He was one of the great pioneers of our sport, and we were so thankful to have Gummy in our life. Gummy was the driving force behind the lights in June of 1972, along with Perce Frankham. A little bit of housekeeping here. Perce Frankham's the banner up there that still turns the light on. We can't get that sucker off. Perce welded that sucker on so tight, it's still there. We tried to get it off, and I didn't know Percy did it, but whatever he did, Springwater might hire him. And to Ken Fay, we still got that sign. And in 1972, the first prize was a color TV. That's what the first prize was for. But two little more stories about Gummy. When he got sick, Tim and I became his chauffeur. And we'd go on little road trips. Well, Gummy's little road trip wasn't a little road trip. We started in Elmville at 8 o'clock in the morning. We'd end up in Angus for some refreshments. Then we end up in Baseboard at Chicken Little. And then we go to the Gun and Rod Club. Then we'd have to have Dave Sutton's on St. Vincent Street. So we wouldn't get home till late at night, and he'd say, God, I guess Miss Supper, Joan's going to be mad at me. But I'm going to tell one last story about Gummy. Gummy was an electrician, and he spent a few years at Elliott Lake. And one night in the Legion, Gummy was over there, and he met a whole bunch of guys from Espanola and from Elliott Lake. And Gummy got started telling stories. You know Gummy's stories, they got way out of control. It was a lot far from the truth that there ever was. But Gummy and this guy got talking. This guy was an electrician and everything. But at the end of the night, Gummy had the guy convinced that he had wired the Northern Lights and Israelites. I thought my Uncle Joe had the good one-liners, but Gummy, he had a whole bunch of good liners. Every time Gummy talked, he put his hand on your shoulder. Remember that? Oh my God. Gummy always was a big lefty, and he always shook, and I don't know, he ever became an electrician, I wouldn't. But Gummy was a great guy, and I'm going to turn over to my younger brother here. He's got to say a few words.
Thanks, Tom. Well, we had a busy day today, as Dan mentioned. Gummy was such a popular person, it took two of us. Like, we're like two MCs, like MCGIN and I. That's who we are. I'm going to use nicknames here tonight because I know we got to speed it up. I don't know about the committee. What happens if I go over? Does the we throw the music on, or does radar streak by here? What happens here? It was great to see Paul inducted into the Hall of Fame. I know Diane fired it in. Imagine the committee took it and put the stamp. Yes, who's next? We spoke at Gummy's funeral 5 years ago. Joan gave us the privilege to speak there. Full house, and I think we only cut up about half of them, so I'll see what I can do tonight, not cut up any more people. Gummy was a coach. I asked a lot of people in here what kind of coach he was. I asked Gary Turner. Sometimes it's hard to understand Gary Turner, but some of the words he said, I know I can't speak and I can't repeat it. He was a good coach, very good coach. 1998, we introduced Gummy was a Citizen of the Year. Gummy was very proud of that. He went in as a family man. He talked about his family. He talked about Joan. He was so happy. Gummy was very happy coaching the OASA. Very happy, 77, he was very happy. It was one of his happiest moments. But I said, you got any other happy moments? He says, yes. It was quite a little bit later when Dave and Danny moved out of the house. As Joan mentioned, when they won in Ontario, it was a team effort. Players, fans, and wives. Joan was nice enough to pack her winter rubber boots to take up to Hearst. And sure enough, Gummy wore them. Remember 20 years later after the Ontario, we went on a road trip. We took Brownie, we took Duck, we took Boots. Of course, I'm the designated driver. We went over to the Canadians in the One Sound. Sun got out very, very hot. Gummy led us to the beer gardens. Remember in the beer gardens, we come across a guy and he had a shirt on. It said something about Verona. They had a few battles with Verona. And Gummy got talking to the guy, and guy coached the Verona team, true story. And Gummy just said to the guy, how far fall was it? And Gummy said, what are you talking about? He said, how far fall was it? 6 feet? And Gummy says, we believe in the umpires make the call. Well, things got heated. Brownie stood up, still about 3 feet short of this guy. And I remember Brownie stepping in the middle of it and saying, Gummy, that guy would have hit you with so many lefts, you would have asked for a right. I know I'm going to close here, I'm going to bring in a closer. I know Gummy can't be here tonight. We feel Gummy, we see Gummy, we see it in his family, we see it in his people. Gummy's sitting up there, probably sitting with Buddy Brownie, saying, what a hell of a game tonight. Thanks for everybody being part of it. And I can imagine Gummy shaking a little bit, you know, and Brownie reaching over and say, would you like a drink? And Brownie said, I thought you'd never ask. So thanks very much. It's good to see everybody here tonight. And the committee, hell of a job. Keep it up. Danny, you're okay. I don't know if you know this or not, but we just got an email on the text on the Facebook, on the Twitter site, that my cousin Dan over there, I don't know if you know this, Dan, we got a call from the LA Dodgers, and you got Vince Scully's new job.
Right on. I'm not going to sing that song he sang in that final night, because that wasn't good.
Okay, well, said enough here, and we're going to turn it over to the family here to say a few words. Gummy's wife, Joan, here.
everyone. Mom asked me to speak on her behalf tonight, and on behalf of my two brothers, Danny and David, and all our families. We want to thank the committee of the Springwater Heritage Sports Hall of Fame for bestowing this honor on our dad. It was very special, and we certainly appreciate it. And as well to Tim and Tom for their funny and humorous stories that they told not only at Dad's funeral, that they told here tonight, and it was very special, and we appreciate it very much. I was talking to Dan tonight when I got here, and we were talking about memories of Dad as I was trying to put together my thoughts to speak about him tonight. And I said that the three things that I remember most about my dad were his love of his family, his love of his community, and his love of sports. Never knew which came first. It depended on the moment and what was happening. But the one thing that Dan reminded me, there was always a fourth love in my dad's life. And I'm sure a lot of you know who that is, and that was Brownie. And I said, yes, you're very right. And you're right, they're up there together tonight, and they're looking down, and they're having a great old time watching this all happen. My dad was very much a builder and a supporter of his community. You know, Dad was not only a dad, he was a father, a husband, a grandfather, a great-grandfather, a lineman, an electrician, a coach, an executive. Everything that involved sports intersected with all of the other aspects of his life. Either he was coaching, or he was managing, or he was at a ball diamond, or at a hockey field, or hockey arena, or he was at a soccer tournament, watching his grandsons t-ball, figure skating. It didn't matter if there was family, any generation involved, Dad was there. And when he could no longer participate, you'd find him at the ballpark, at the arena, at the curling club, following the Angels, following Russ Howard and his team, anywhere that he could be that there was sports involved, he and Mom were always there. So being honored as a builder and a builder in Elmvale is very special to us, and we thank you all very much.